Fiona just made her 9th annual $2,000 contribution to her RRSP. She now plans to make semi-annual contributions of the same amount, with the next contribution happening 6 months from today. How much is she going to have in her RRSP account 15 years from now if we know the plan has earned and will continue to earn 8% compounded quarterly? So in this question, we are going to have to make use of two equivalent rates. I'm going to call them I1 and I2. I2 is going to take our 8% compounded quarterly and convert this into an annual rate to deal with the first part of this problem. Since 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4, let's go ahead and just simplify that power. I3 is going to take our 8% compounded quarterly and convert this into a semi-annual rate. And since here 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2, let's update that power. Let's begin by calculating I2. Let's go open bracket 1 plus 0.08 over 4. I'm going to close that bracket, raise this to the power of 4, and then subtract 1. And that's going to give us about 0.08. Let's go ahead and store this under number 9 so that we can recall it later. Moving into calculating I3, let's begin with our open bracket, 1 plus 0.08 over 4. Close that bracket, and let's go ahead and square this and subtract 1. I'm going to store this under number 8 for us to use later. Now we're going to take a look at a time diagram to try to help us figure out how to solve this problem. We know that we're interested in taking the focal point to be 15 years from today. However, we've started with these contributions of $2,000 9 years ago, and we've just made 9 of them as of today's date. So what we can do is we can use I2 in order to calculate the future value of that payment stream that should land at the today mark. And then once we know the amount of that money, we can move that forward and find the future value using our compound interest formula 15 years from today. And so beginning 6 months from now, we're going to now start to make these semi-annual contributions. Same size, there's still $2,000, but in this case, we're going to be using I3, and we should be able to calculate the future value of that red payment stream. So this sets up our question nicely into, I believe, a 4-step process. We can work through the green stream by finding the future value and then applying the future value for compound interest. And then we can find the future value of the red stream in step 3. Step 4 is going to be to add up the FV of the red stream and the FV-CI of the green stream to get the fair market value of our annuity 15 years from today. Let's begin by trying to find the future value of that first green payment stream where we were making 2,000 annual contributions to the RRSP account. Here we can take 1 plus I2, which is recall 9. Close that bracket. Let's go ahead and raise that to the power of 9 because we made 9 contributions. Subtract 1 from this value. And then we need to divide this by I2, or recall number 9. Yeah, that should give us about 12.6. We're going to go ahead and multiply this by our payment size of $2,000. That gives us about $25,230.14 as the future value that lands at the today focal point. Now we do need to push this forward in time. We can now apply the future value formula for compound interest. So let's take our 25 to 30, 14. And we know that the interest rate we're earning is 8% compounded quarterly. So let's take our 8% compounded quarterly, and then we need to figure out n. So 15 times 4 means that we should have 60 compound periods that we go through in that span of 15 years. And simplifying this expression, we get $82,780.87. So in our next step, we want to calculate the future value of the red payment stream. So here we do have payment sizes of 2,000. only now we want to use the equivalent rate of I3 in order to do the work. Now, since payments are happening semi-annually here, and we're going through a time span of 15 years, that means we're going to be making 30 equal-sized payments. So let's get the calculator set up. We're going to start with our 1 plus recall 8. Close that bracket. Let's raise this to the power of 30 and then subtract 1. We need to divide this by recall 8. And then this value we are going to multiply by our payment size of 2,000. And that should give us about $112,922.32. So our last step here is to get the fair market value 15 years from today. And to do that, we're going to add up the future value of our green payment stream, which was calculated in part 2, and then the future value of our red payment stream that was calculated in part 3. Adding these together, we get $195,703.19.